Hey guys, it's Mike with another GoG Guardians free-to-play video. We're on to day 27, got 500 rubies to start the day, so we can definitely put those to good use. We'll get another Tala tomorrow, so I'm excited about that. You never have too many Talas. So we're going to keep pressing on the account. So we are going to blaze through our crafting energy today, as well as our adventure energy, sweep those dungeons, get those resources. We did open up tier 5 gear yesterday, and we started getting a little bit of a head start on some of those items already. So we're going to keep working in that direction. We are still going through these building blocks as far as the special event is going on. So I am doing kind of a separate series on the side talking about the building blocks. I'm not going to explore that today in the free to play video, but there will be a separate video coming out that kind of highlights what we're doing over there. So we will jump in that. We'll jump into endless mode and rush. Arena has not quite reset yet, so we're sitting tight on that for now. And then we will see about potentially pressing on the account. We did beat the final battle of the stone table, which recommended level was 105, which is the same as all three of where we're stuck here. So challenge 1 here, challenge 2 here, and challenge 3 here are all recommended level 105. So we might be able to press on and make some progress in those spaces, but I think it depends on how many pieces of tier 3 gear we're able to get today. Or tier 5 gear. We're moving up, not down. So we're going to work on that tier 5 gear, hopefully get some folks outfitted. So I actually still have, from the building blocks event going on, the rare team built. So we're going to have to move all our resources off of these characters onto our standard team and then work on leveling them up. We do have a couple resources that we didn't have yesterday, so hopefully we can get a little bit of gains on the account and maybe press on some progress. So that's the plan for the day. Starting with that gear, we're going to start and see how many pieces of tier 5 gear we can get. Alright, so we'll bring you back in here. We went through all of our crafting energy down to 0. We did get a couple things stocked up here in ribbon, so we might be able to get another piece of gear or so. So we spent our energy working on intelligence gear and strength gear, and the reason for that is we have 2 sets we're trying to get. On strength, we have Palmera and Tuskrog both use strength gear, and then for intelligence gear we have Grizel and Flix. And then just Arizda is using agility gear. So we're needing a lot more of this material to go through. So when those bags get hot, we'll move over to the agility and fill in for Arizda. But right now we're trying to put together a full set for all the characters. We have everybody to work on. Alright, so we had some pretty good success there. We were lucky enough to actually go with a legendary boot right out of the gate. It even matches the affinity of both Palmera and Tuskrog, so that's perfect. We did have on the intelligence gear a chest plate and a boot, as well as 2 chest plates on strength gear, moving towards a 3rd to fuse. So we're pretty close to a couple different pieces there. So we'll get those outfitted on our characters. We'll go sell through all of the pieces they replace. I guess it's just the boots right now that are going to be replaced, but pretty soon will be a chest plate too. And we'll sell through the older tier 4 boots that these replace, move all of those upgrade stones and everything onto the new boots, and have somebody outfitted with some new boots. Alright, so we got all the gear and everything moved back over to our main team here. We got Tuskrog outfit at 120. We got Palmera up to 120. I think she was at like 118 last we played with her. Darizda's at 120. Grizel's at 110, and Flix is at 103. One thing that I have noticed is going through the building blocks, you actually get quite a few scrolls as you're progressing through those levels. I think it's just the first time you progress through them, but it is a great way to pick up some extra rewards and push your account along. So here we're going to jump into high mode on endless and take a peek at the rewards we have coming up. So as you can see, we're going to see some more rewards coming into the account and press us along. Probably help us with the building blocks event that's going on too. We still have a few days left on that, so everything we can get on the account to make our team better and better is definitely going to be worth it. So I already jumped into the guild earlier and set these all up and collected them, but you can see the rewards that you get in here from the guild is actually pretty good. You got rubies in here. These are soul stones ready to go, and then obviously scrolls and experience is always a benefit as well. I do try to donate at the advanced level every time, but sometimes I've been running short on rubies, so I'm doing the best I can here. Sorry, tokens gratis. I'm trying to do the best I can, but we're gonna keep on keeping on. But I will jump into endless mode, press the account along, and then I'll let you know how we fare, and then we'll run that second ticket. Alright, so we died in room 33, which is pretty good on high, 17,000 points there. We did get the all 3 chests, so we're going to go ahead and move on. Alright, so we're going to move on to expert here, and then I think that's where we were fighting prior to the reset. But we're going to go through here and hopefully start hitting the mid-30s and see where our total points are. And then try master and see if we can get those same total points or better as we move up, because that'll definitely help us in the leaderboards. So we're going to jump in here and I will bring you back when we've got it wrapped up. Alright, so we'll bring you back into this battle. We're moving on to room 20. We've actually lost 3 of our players already. We've got Tuskrog and Palmera holding on strong. The individual room curses are not that bad, but you get so many of these. Like, this is as bad as it gets right here. We're going to skip it. I was holding on to those skips for later into the run, but we're already at a place where everybody's dying. So those curses just stack up on you. We can take a peek in here, and you can see over on the side here all the curses we have. So we have Graveyard, we got Shield, we got Baron, Madness, Fragment. So it just stacks up so fast, and it slows your progress down a lot. So I think in the previous runs when we were doing the endless mode, we were probably getting a curse every 5 rooms maybe, and now it seems like we're getting a curse every room, if not every other room. So they're stacking up pretty fast, but that being said, the individual curses on each particular room aren't necessarily as bad as the reflection of damage and all the other things that were going on the previous cycle. So I think we're probably going to be staying here on expert. We did get more points on expert than we did on high, so we'll stay there just to farm. And one of the cool things they just added is if you go in here and you want to buy your 2 tickets, instead of having to run both of them, you can do it 2 times. Now this only makes sense if you're not progressing, because obviously if you're trying to progress in, you're not going to want to run 2 of your tickets at a lower level, and you probably don't want to try 2 of your tickets at a higher level until you test it and make sure it's going to be what you want. I can tell you right now we're not ready for master, so we're going to stay here at expert, but we are going to do it 2 times on the ticket, and that way we can get both of these guys run in a shorter amount of time, seeing how it's getting a little bit late and I'm ready for bed. So we're going to run this through, and then I'll bring you back when we're done. Alright, we'll bring you back in here. This room seemed to be pretty challenging for me. It looked like we weren't going to make it through last time, so I was going to restart it and see exactly what's going on in here. We're only on room 17, so it's kind of surprising. We did lose Palmera already. I'm going to go ahead and switch up the lineup and see if we can do better. So we jump in here. Usually when I'm switching the lineup, a lot of times I'm just going to switch Tuskrog with Palmera. By switching the sides and where his wolf launches and stuff like that, it can change things. You might pull Darizda towards the middle just so her linear assault changes, but she does jump around all the time. So depending on who she jumps behind, she'll just be at that angle instead of whatever angle you put her at. But we'll just see if this does any better for us. But we do have 2 tickets riding on this right now. So ideally we could get past room 17. We lost Palmera again. I don't feel like we lost everybody. So I'm not sure what's going on here, but I think we're going to let this one play out and we'll just do better tomorrow. But this is 32,000 points. We should get twice that for our cumulative score in endless mode, which is pretty good. And I think I was pretty high on the leaderboard. So I'm actually first. So I don't know if nobody's doing this right now, or I'm in a pretty small subgroup, but look at me up there all first on my free to play. That's exciting. I don't know if I'll be able to hold it or not, but I definitely like having it now. So, and we're gonna go through and claim. Look, we got quite a few rewards here. It's always fun when we're gonna grab that one. Yep, for sure we're grabbing that one. Was there any other? I don't think there were. No. All right. It's always fun when the cycle resets on endless, because you just get so many rewards to help press the account along, and so you just see a lot of progress all of a sudden. And it usually comes at a point where you're feeling like, man, I don't think I've made progress in 5 or 6 days, and then all of a sudden, bam, you get all that stuff. Going through building blocks, we've been getting a lot of summoning stones, as well as that. Look, we have 60 on the account, so we're going to go ahead and pull these and see if we can get lucky. We still have not gotten an Atticus on this account. We do need a Flix as well for enlightenment, so a couple copies of Flix would be great, or any of the epic characters that we can't summon fragments of would be awesome. So we'll keep on keeping on with our fingers crossed, hoping for something good. I don't know exactly at this point what would change the account, but potentially an Atticus, but I think it would take probably at least an enlightenment of him for him to be a big difference. And I think the dynamic we have going on right now is actually pretty good. This was pretty much a garbage pull. I mean, I got a Kotari, she's not too bad, but we get her every couple days from fragments, so I'd like to see something else come in here. Here we go, Aloria. She's not so good, but she is an epic, so we'll take that. It beats getting 4 Rens in a row. We got Herc over here. I would like to take a closer look at Herc. I think potentially Doro's kind of fun. He could be someone that would find their way into our rare team for the building blocks event, but I don't know. I think that running the 2 tanks has been pretty successful so far, although the last room we got destroyed in was because we weren't doing enough damage. So maybe bringing him in instead of like Tokton or something like that, it might do the trick. But my inventory's full, so I gotta create some space. So I'm gonna go do that, and I'll bring you right back. All right, so we got that space freed up. I was really surprised that we had 60 on the account, but we have been getting 3 pretty consistently through the event that's going on right now with the building blocks. And then we had a couple different progressions come in. Here's Icum, so he could be an interesting choice, maybe to replace Palmera and run a double tank up front. The double tank on the rare team is working out really well, so potentially it could have merit for our current team. I would definitely need to get some copies of him to give him enlightened so he could compete with Palmera, because Palmera I think is on enlightenment level 7 or something like that, so he would be level 3, because I think he's the first one on the account. There's a Shauna. Oh, here we go. Okay, a Tybor. I think the video on him kind of exposed him for being pretty bad, but we'll take him. He's a legendary. That's exciting. So we'll grab these next 10 and hope maybe we get an Atticus. I don't know. I think he's eluding us on this side here. The tough part with Atticus is his AoE ability consistently overshoots, so we might be able to enlighten Palmera, although we do have a lot of copies available of her through fragments, so that is a good grind. Interesting with another tank if we were going to do the dual tank thing. But getting back to Atticus, he does overshoot the enemy quite frequently with his AoE ability, so I don't know that he would be an upgrade from Palmera. I kind of feel like he would, but it'd definitely be worth trying. But if he comes in at 5 stars and we can't enlighten him, I don't know he's going to be able to compete or do as much damage as Palmera enlightened to level 7. So that's going to be kind of an interesting side of things, but we can't enlighten him if we don't get 1 copy, so we got to get a first copy to get a second copy. So hopefully we'll get him on there. I think he is the only legendary that we have not pulled on this account, so that is actually pretty exciting, being on day 27, I think, is where we're at today. So yeah, so day 27. So that is a kind of a cool aspect of this game I do really appreciate, because you do get to play with all the champions. Darizda, okay, I don't know if we're ready to enlighten her or not, but that could be an interesting pull. But they definitely give you the opportunity to play with the characters, at least the core 1 characters that are in the game. So we'll go with one more 10 pack and see what we get out of this. And then from there, we'll probably jump into Rush, see if we can set a new record in Rush, and then see if we can press the account along with any progress. We did open up Tier 5 gear yesterday, so that's a pretty big step. We only have one piece of gear currently on the champion that's Tier 5, so we have some work to do. We're getting a lot of Wrens. We're getting a lot of Wrens coming in. Okay, well, Andronica, she could be interesting on the rare account as well. That is as bad of a pull as I've seen. 3 rares is what I have to write home about. All right, well, we're gonna pull this last one just because that last 10 pack was so bad. I gotta feel like there's something lucky inside this one. Ah, it's another Wren. That's not lucky. That's very unlucky. So we'll jump out here, take a quick peek at Darizda and see where we're at with her enlightenment. We do not have enough soul stones, and that is the first of 2 copies. Although I do think we either have or are approaching another copy inside of the fragments. So we take a peek in here. Yeah, we have her ready to go. So as soon as we get those soul stones, which I think the soul stones in the Rush store open up tomorrow for me. So that will get us the opportunity to enlighten Darizda again. So yeah, we have 1 day left before we can pick these up, and we do have enough to do that. So, and speaking of which, we're going to jump into Rush here, set up our dread powers, get through and make this happen. Running at least 2 tickets to make sure we get the daily rewards all dialed in for the 450 tokens, so we can buy those soul stones when they're available. So I'm going to run these guys, see if we set a new record, and then I will bring you back in when I'm done. All right, so we're rolling with that 3rd and final ticket here, just trying to see if we can set a new record. We did do 104,000 already, which was pretty good. We do have all the dread powers off right now, which should give us a good chance of hopefully pressing on that top score. I don't know that it really makes a big difference at this point, trying to get on top of that leaderboard, but it's always fun. It's kind of a mile marker. You see that you're moving forward. So unfortunately, I don't think Flix is going to be able to do it. Maybe she's oh no, she's not going to be able to do it. So that's all right. We're consistently right there though, so that's looking pretty good. Well, I think I found out why we were struggling a little bit more in endless mode. Several of our skills were not upgraded. I think I ran out of gold and I thought I was just done upgrading them, but I had 3 or 4 skills on Tuskgrog, Palmera, Darizda. I still actually have skills that I can't upgrade right now available at level 100 unlock. We're not at 130, but 100 and 110 should both be able to unlock both those. I don't have those going. Here's skills here I can unlock. So I got nothing. I don't know what's happening here. I am out of gas. I'm out of gold. But that's probably why we're struggling there. I thought I did all of that when we were moving everything over, but this entire day those skills have not been upgraded. I have purchased all my gold that I can purchase. I think I can sweep a few dungeons because I'm only going to try for 1 level of progression today. So I'm going to go ahead and sweep 4 dungeons, see if I can get those skills dialed in, and then we'll press on in the account and see if we can move forward. All right, well, we were able to get most of them done. I think there's 1 more skill that is not on Grizel. So we'll make sure that's a priority for tomorrow. That's one of those things you just kind of got to be careful of when you're moving gear around on different folks, because I thought I had them all dialed in with all their current skills and everything, and apparently I did not. So that definitely hindered my ability to get through the endless dungeon. So I'm anxious to see how tomorrow works out, because I would have expected to get into the mid-20s, and we were not. We were falling down well before that. So we're going to go in here and see about pressing on the account in this 3rd challenge, and ideally we'll be able to knock this out so we can start sweeping it and getting more resources every day. All right, so I think we lucked out on the runes a little bit. We are definitely hurting for health, but we do have all 5 players. So that's a big win. We had to change with the lineup up a little bit on that 2nd room to get through it, unfortunately. So it still looks like it's a stretch for us to get through it, but if we have a little bit of luck here, we're gonna avoid this one. Trying to think here. We'll go with a little bit of shield. I think will be the direction we're gonna head here. So yeah, we'll give this a shot. We'll hover over that pause button just in case. We did try to stack up some abilities prior, so hopefully that'll be a good start to this. Got some crit rate going. Yes, with the Tusk Grog, and he got crit going, so that's awesome. If they can kill that guy, it's just those two in the back. We still have all 5 of our people, so this is looking really good. It is about time that we got this. That is so good. So the other thing is, every level after this, recommended power is 105. So I think potentially tomorrow we'll have a lot of progress to be made. I actually burned through all of my adventure energy already, so I couldn't even do it if I wanted to. But we did get some more fragments of Aquarius, as well as Palmera and Shauna, and then some upgrade stones and some gold, which is probably the most important thing we need right now is gold. So that is a pretty big win for the day. I'm going to say that that's probably what I got on the free-to-play day 27. I think we're pressing along pretty well. We could probably try, if we had more adventure power, to move into Warden's Way and just kind of start down this path, but we're at 106 here, so I do feel like if we could get this dungeon wrapped up, and now that we've got the challenge 3 done, I can't even sweep that. I'll have to do that tomorrow. And then move on to challenge 2 all the way down the way and just kind of clean this dungeon up a little bit. Just give us a little more space where we can farm and resource materials. But I really appreciate you spending the time with me today, and I look forward to seeing you next time.